really good. Was that good for you? All right, cool. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Before I bring out your headliner, first off, are we so excited to see him tonight? Are we so excited? I'm excited to bring him out too. I want to say thank you again for coming out for this special night. This is something that comedians work for their whole career, is recording a special. So with that in mind, just please, if you are so moved to speak out and yell something, instead of doing that, just instead clap or laugh loudly, but try not to talk to him unless you're spoken to. So in other words, just shut the fuck up and laugh. And but we really do appreciate you, and I am being serious. So just remember that we are recording the special, and the special night is. I'm so happy you guys are here. Okay. So with all that being said, yeah, you guys can clap for that. You're amazing. You're all amazing for being here. I am so excited to bring out your headliner. Please get very loud and help me welcome Stuart Thompson.
Thank you. Hey, thank you very much. See you guys. Good to be here. Good to be home. I promise I'm not an off-duty police officer, by the way. Hello. Hi. Nice to see you. I bring a lot of big narc energy into every room. Yeah, some real dad with no kids vibes. I don't know how to put it any other way. I'm 33, but I've been 45 since I was 12. Does that make sense? I actually figured out how to look like a serial killer and the cop looking for him at the same time. Fun and confusing. Oh, it's nice to be here. I wasn't always doing comedy, guys. Before comedy, I was in my high school jazz band. Yeah. Great. We got people familiar with the form of jazz. All right, look at that. For anyone not familiar with high school jazz band, at the end of the school year, the students play a concert for their friends and family, and if you're a senior, you should get to take a solo. I played the trumpet, but I did not take a trumpet solo my senior year, you guys. I convinced my high school jazz band teacher to let me do a scat solo. A handful of you laughed. But some of you don't understand the gravity of this choice. This is the Michael Jordan playing baseball of high school music. It's a big left turn. Because up until this point, I had not been scatting. I had been playing the trumpet. At this point, almost half of my life. Yeah, I learned when I was 10. I had to learn a second time when I was 12. I got braces, had to change my form. Learned the third time when I was 14 when I got the braces off. So this is the pinnacle of my achievement. 3 times over. And I get to walk to the center of the stage to show everyone I know what I've learned as a musician, holding this instrument my parents paid hundreds of dollars for. And then I put my trumpet down and just went I did no research. On how to scat. I watched The Jungle Book once. Yeah, what is that, orangutan dancing around? I want to be like you, my guy. Oh, man. I love school, you guys. I really did. I still work with students. When I'm not doing stand-up, you guys, I am a private tutor. Yeah. Yeah, it's like being a teacher without the benefits or the respect. But yeah, I help students get good grades, do well in the SAT. I've been grateful to help a lot of students get into good colleges. They're all 1%ers, by the way. I'm not a hero. You guys were right not to clap. Yeah, I'm only helping the rich get richer. Making it the Bezos. So during the pandemic, when I couldn't do shows, I was tutoring a bunch of students, and it was at the exact same time that a lot of things were changing racially and socially in this country. So I started feeling a lot of white guilt. And if you haven't had white guilt, by the way, it's kind of like the herpes of conversation topics. For me, it doesn't flare up too often. But when it does, really uncomfortable to be a dick. Statistically, more of you should be laughing at this. 1 in 4 of you should really get this. So my white guilt reached its peak when I was tutoring an African-American student about the European colonization of Africa. Yeah. Mad awkward. But I'm the teacher, she's the student. I just want to help her get the information, pass her test. But I got defensive. That's what happens with us white people when we get white guilt. We get defensive. Like, I wanted to show her the information, but I also wanted to show that I was on her side. Even though I looked like the descendant of all the villains in the story I'm about to tell her. So here's how I played it. All right. We're going to learn about the country of Nigeria. Now, Nigeria was colonized by the English. My people are Scottish. We hate the English too! I basically taught her that Scottish people are the black people of Europe. Not my brightest moment as a tutor. But now that I think about it, I think it's an accurate comparison. I think Scottish people are the black people of Europe. I'll tell you how. Scottish people, like black people, we are trend setters. Some of you are wearing plaid tonight. You would not have plaid without Scottish tartans. Fun time to clap, all right? That is us. We did do that. We're also stereotyped Scottish people as being more aggressive than other people who look like us. And we also have huge cocks, so it's a 1-for-1 comparison. It's like a hammer! Oh, man. And for any white people here, you can get tight about any of this stuff if you want to. You can get tight about the fact that our ancestors were probably super evil. You can if you want to, or you can make it fun. You can make it fun. I believe it's possible. You got to own it. Some of our ancestors were fucked up people, but we can make it fun together. I'll give you an example. I've owned my history and made it fun. So I have a black female friend who has the exact same last name as me, Thompson. And when I met her, she immediately said, "Oh, your ancestors must have owned my ancestors." That's a rough sentence to hear. And I could have responded a lot of ways. I could have gotten sad, angry, butthurt, defensive. But instead I said, "I'll see you at the reunion." You can make it fun if you want to. I'll give you another example. So I used to check IDs at a comedy club, which is a terrible interaction between two humans. I don't want to check your ID. No one wanted me checking their ID. The only people I think like getting their IDs checked are people who just turned 21 and 37-year-old women. Yeah, because 37-year-old women are like, "Oh, he thinks I look young." And I'm like, "Nope, just being nice. Come on in, ma'am." I can tell you really doesn't like getting their IDs checked, in my experience, middle-aged black dudes. Because middle-aged black dudes would come up to me and be like, "Man, I get hassled everywhere else I go. Can this be the one place I don't get bothered?" And I'd be like, "I'm so sorry, sir. My manager's a dick, and so am I. I gotta see that ID." Man, one guy got super frustrated with me. He was like, "Man, do you want to see my slave papers?" And I'm like, "Whoa, do you have those? Can I see those?" I'm just a bit of a history buff. I went to public school. We didn't have access to primary sources like that. I hope you all had a good pandemic. Mine was swell. I'll be honest, the pandemic was the best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, before the pandemic, I was in a really bad skiing accident. Yeah, white privilege has consequences. Other consequences of white privilege, paper cuts from handling all the money. Oh, I made it up. Honestly, the only whiter injury would be if I fell off my polo horse into brunch. So, we're all doing our best. It's the bougiest way to hurt yourself. Hashtag blessed. But what happened was I fell and I cut my leg really bad, but it could have been so much worse. I could have cut my dick off. I'm kidding. I'm white. I'm not that blessed. I was like a brand new Virginia Slim away from true tragedy. For rehab, I had to walk around with a cane for a while. You guys remember canes? The monocle of the leg? My favorite thing about having a cane was having to remind people that I needed the cane, and it wasn't some hipster affect that I had adopted. Like I wasn't trying to be like a cool Mr. Peanut, or like a woke Monopoly guy, or just the Penguin. I needed it. I was injured. Because apparently in 2023, not a lot of people who walk around with canes now need the cane anymore. Most of them are like libertarians and incels and reptile owners. Real homeschooled vibe in the cane crowd. Like, why does every cane guy also own a sword and a snake and storm the Capitol? So when I was in the hospital, they had to cut me out of my snow pants to treat my leg. There was a snowstorm that night. No one could come to bring me other pants. So when I woke up from surgery, I was just poo-bearing in the hospital. All top, no bottoms. Which is also the name of my favorite gay bar in San Francisco. You guys been all top, no bottoms? You gotta go. And the hospital was ready to release me. And I still didn't have pants. So I found myself begging the nurses for pants. Like I was on so many opioids, I thought it was the Gap. And I'm begging these nurses, like, please, do you have anything? And they're like, we have scrubs. And I'm like, I don't want no scrubs. Yeah, it's the blackest thing I've ever said about the whitest thing that's ever happened to me. And it is partially my fault. I was trying to holler at them. Just want to say who's over 40. I'm like, what do I got to do to get some pants? Chase a waterfall? That's the last one, you guys. That's the last one. Trying to get some TLC here. All right, that's the last one. That's the last one. So they give me these scrubs, and these scrubs are one size fits all, and that one size is 2 people. Holy shit. These are loose. I didn't expect all the sizes at one time. I was starting to get angry. I'm like, can I get a European cut? I wasn't expecting to get my scrubs tailored. Now the hospital's making me look like an asshole while everyone can see my asshole. I'm just glad my mom wasn't there. It's not because I didn't want her to see her son in pain. It's because my mom is so aggressively practical that she would have found a silver lining where maybe a silver lining didn't need to be found. Like, when I was a senior in high school, I got a staph infection in my leg. And it was at a time when staph was becoming drug resistant. People were getting treated and not getting better. So we were at the hospital and we were trying to figure out what to do, and it was getting to the point where if the hospital did not act in that moment, the infection would have spread and I would have had to get my leg amputated at the knee. So can we take a moment, by the way, like leg amputation, cane, I only get old-timey diseases. Like, you only get old-timey diseases when you look like a Civil War lieutenant. Like, what's next, scurvy? Come on. Cancer will not kill me, but the vapors will. COVID, no problem. Typhoid, big problem. So I'm reckoning with the fact that I might lose an appendage as a 17-year-old. And my mom steps in and she says, honey, let's focus on what's important. You haven't figured out what to write for your college applications. They said write about something when you experienced adversity. So maybe this is the time. My life is a lot better now. I just got a new cat, you guys. Got a new kitty cat. Thank you. Yeah, she's 9. I got her used. Certified pre-owned cat. People don't know what to do with a straight guy that owns a cat. Like I'm only allowed to like one kind of pussy. It's like, what? What are we doing? Come on. They both make me hard. What are we talking about? Some of these are made to make you laugh one at a time. That's kind of what I do. So like, hang out. I'll get to you. Anyone can make a whole crowd laugh. We've seen that thousands of times. But when you can curate them like a YouTube algorithm, that's once in a generation talent. I actually read a long story in the newspaper about a single guy who owned a cat. It's called Garfield. Seemed like a great life. Cat was super smart. I wouldn't have fed him all that lasagna, but and I don't subscribe to the hack premise that like men are like dogs and women are like cats. I think that's old thinking. I think men are like lizards and women are like horses. Yeah, men are like lizards. Our skin is dry, we don't show emotion, and we probably killed something. Women are like horses. They're expensive to maintain, they're dangerous if you startle them, and they're fun to ride. Come on now, what are we talking about? Come on now. What are we talking about? You two and I might be the problem. I highly recommend adopting if you get the chance, because adopted animals come with history. Like my cat had a full name when I got her. My cat's full name is Danielle Jessica Horowitz. Yeah, I took her to the vet, got her spayed and bat mitzvahed. And if you're not laughing, you're not picturing how well she read from the Torah. She read so well. Had a little kitty yarmulke on. Turning the pages. Baruch atah mi'adonai. It was a good catter day. My cat is beautiful and she knows it. Yeah, my cat walks around my house kind of like that one old man in the gym locker room who's always naked for no reason. She's so confident. She's always like slinking around and stretching too close to me and licking her asshole. You guys been to Planet Fitness? And she comes at me with this diva energy. It feels like I have Liza Minnelli in my house. It's just like, Father, I have to get some grabbing me before showtime. I'll have a cold dish of salmon pate and a Xanax on the side. Play your cards right, I might show you my tummy. I like doing voices. I don't know if you guys do this. I watch movies now, and I replace voices of the movie with voices I'd rather hear. It's kind of like dubbing a movie in my own language, and that language is annoying my girlfriend. And it's really fun, though. Like, I was watching Lord of the Rings recently, and it's a good movie, but it's not a funny movie. So I started inserting funnier voices into the movie, like Bill Burr's voice. It's like, yeah, I got this ring. Now I gotta go on a trip to Mordor. No. No, it's brutal. That's a long trip. I can't walk that far. I got no shoes. I got more hair on my feet than I do on my fucking head. But hobbits in the Shire are like, no, you should go to Mordor. You should take the ring and throw it into the volcano and save Middle-earth. Yeah, maybe I don't want to. Yeah, maybe Sauron's right. Yeah, it's too many people. Yeah, the liberal hobbits will get at me for that one. That is Bill Burr Baggins, you guys. Bill Burr Baggins. That's how you get these people to stop calling you, by the way. Use a voice. Best case scenario, they stop calling you. Worst case scenario, some poor schmuck thinks he just talked to Nicolas Cage. Okay, so you want me to buy a timeshare in Boca Raton? Yeah, that sounds great. I want to buy 2 condos right next door to each other. One is going to be a dome. It's going to be for my pet crow. His name's Hugin. The second one is going to be for all my dinosaur bones and the Constitution that I stole. But instead of carpet, I want you to put 4 feet of dirt throughout the condo so I get to rediscover the dinosaur bones. Like the paleontologist I was born to be. And they stopped calling. My favorite one to do for political calls is Gilbert Gottfried. Okay, so you want to know what I think about Joe Biden? And how he's doing as president? Okay, but I have a question. How many dicks did Nancy Reagan actually suck? Hello? Stop calling. Here to give you gifts. I hope you guys had a good week. I had a really lovely week. I got to see my grandpa earlier this week. Yeah, my grandpa just turned 97 years old, you guys. 97. No, the claps actually keep him alive. Did you guys know that? Those of you who didn't clap, I assume you want my grandpa dead. And you know what? He agrees. Now, my grandpa wants to die. He keeps asking me, who's doing this? There's about 50 people in San Francisco, Sanford. They want you to live. They're rooting for you. Yeah, he's old, man. Yeah. He says he hears my grandma calling him from beyond the grave. And I think that's why he's still alive. He hated her. Oh, you guys are so wholesome. And to celebrate my grandpa's 97th birthday, we took all of his guns away. Yeah. Usually when I come back to the Bay Area, people cheer for that. They're like, good for you. When I tell these jokes in Alabama or Texas, they're like, that's not right. You're supposed to pry him from his cold, dead hands. Yeah, we pried him from his cold, living hands. Yeah. But we kept the guns in the family. We kept my grandpa too, but we kept the guns in the family. And we were trying to figure out what to do with all these guns. And I don't like guns, you guys. I like clothes. Yeah, I'm like, can I have his hunting jackets? Thrift store chic. But I don't know how long I have my grandpa for. So I figure if I'm going to learn about my grandpa, I'm going to learn about these guns. So recently I went to a gun range. Anybody been to a gun range? Okay. Some of you raised your hand like it's class. Yes, Mr. Thompson. We've been shooting. I assume that's how you sound, sir. Yeah, my grandpa took me shooting clay pigeons when I was 7 years old. Yeah, which, if I grew up in the Bay Area, clay pigeons is not a city activity. If you haven't shot clay pigeons, it's like, hey, what if Frisbee golf had more murder in it? And I think my grandpa knew when he saw me, his favorite grandson, drop the rifle with the safety off, that we were doomed as a species. He's like, this kid's somehow going to own a cat that identifies as Jewish. Give me dementia now. But yeah, if you haven't been to a gun range, it's very similar to going bowling, but you're shooting at stuff. Yeah, everyone's got a lane. And you guys all seen in movies when people shoot guns, bullet casing flies out. What I didn't know, bullet casing is super hot. Yeah, it's really, really hot. I took physics, I should know this. Some of you are ahead of me. Let me catch everybody else up. So I was in my lane, and the guy in lane next to me was firing his gun. Bullet casing flew out, and it hit my shirt, and it burnt through my shirt, and it burnt my skin. It made a mark on my stomach. But when it hit me, I thought I'd actually gotten shot. And I don't really know how to react. Like I clutch my stomach like in a Spanish soap opera. I'm just like, Maria. Di a mis padres que los quiero. ¿Por qué Maria? And it turns out I'm just not ready to be a man. That's what I learned that day. All I could hear was my grandpa's voice in my head. I got blown up in Okinawa for this? A wimp who watches telenovelas? Man, you guys were not ready for that Spanish. Wow. That was fun for me to watch. Yeah, my last two girlfriends are both Latina, and neither of them spoke Spanish. And no one ever was that part. Latino people are like, oh, they're not one of us. Qué lástima. So neither of them spoke Spanish, and I speak fluent Spanish. So for the last two relationships, I've been teaching my Latina girlfriend Spanish. Which, you gotta admit, is like peak colonizer, right? Like, pinnacle of mansplaining. Like, you might as well give me a sword and call me Cortez. Like, that's the final level in the imperialism video game. My boyfriend is like a conquistador. Muy suavecito. I thought it was helping. But I can't teach these women how to be Mexican. So I made it fun for me. I just taught them bad Spanish. So I'd be like, all right, babe, a la verga means to the store. Yo voy, I'm going a la verga. And if you're not laughing, congratulations. You now know bad Spanish. Good luck to you. Whatever happens to you is not on me. And I'm not going to tell you what it means. This is America. Speak Spanish. I do be fucking those gringas. I do. That's the truth. Fucked a lot of people that don't speak Spanish. But because I give off a lot of substitute teacher energy, every time I have sex with a woman who doesn't speak Spanish, it feels like an episode of Dora the Explorer. Come on, relax. These are all consenting adults. But she'll be like, where's the condom? In my backpack, en mi mochila. Backpack, backpack. Now get on your tummy. I want to do you from behind. De detrás. If she wants to play along, the clit, you found it! But I learned Spanish, man. I took the time. I really did. I learned Spanish because I wanted to know what my soccer teammates were saying about me growing up. Yeah, for 5 years I thought maricón meant worthy adversary. It sounds like more of you know that one. When I learned what it actually meant, I was like, oh shit, Hector fucking hated me! The whole time! What is nice about coming up to do shows here in the Bay Area where I'm from is my mom always tries to uncover something embarrassing from my past. It feels like she's trying to like hold my dignity hostage. And I want to show you something that she uncovered pretty recently. This is something I did in 3rd grade, and it is called All About Me from A to Z. So each page is dedicated to a word that starts with a different letter of the alphabet. And I figure I'll just read through a few of these. We'll have some fun. We'll go on with the show. Sound good? Very nice. So I figure I'll just start with this first one. This is A for American. And here's the picture. So you guys can see this is clearly done by an 8-year-old. Who had the skin tone of a Simpson. So A for American. Tell what you like about being an American. What makes you proud of living in your country? And as an American, tell what freedoms you have. Now, reading this now, in 2023, I'm kind of like, objection, Your Honor, leading the witness. What do I like about being an American? Are you high right now? What's B? Built for tough. Like, come on. What are we doing here? What makes me proud of living in my country? I was born here. I did nothing to earn it. That's actually the most American thing about this. I am proud of something I did not earn. I think we get it now. But here's what I said. I said, I like being an American because I've had freedom since 1776. I'm sorry, who am I? A vampire? What happened? How'd I get bitten? Why wasn't I being supervised? I am proud living in my country because I have a good home and it's a very safe place. As an American, I am lucky to have the freedom to have cable, wear nice clothes, and have my own computer. And at this point, can we just put that in the Declaration of Independence? Yeah, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and they're endowed by their creator certain unalienable rights. Comcast, Gucci, and the pursuit of iPhones. Let's do another one. This is C for celebrity. Who is your favorite famous celebrity? Tell why he or she is your favorite, and why do you admire or aspire to be like this celebrity? And I said my favorite famous celebrity is Will Smith. That one actually holds up. No notes. He is my favorite because I like his show, Men in Black, and his rap songs. Rap, by the way, spelled with a W. So that was a rap on me having sex before college. And here's the picture of Will and me. It's me and Will Smith, a couple of bros, hanging out. No big deal. As you can see, my lips are sealed. I'm keeping his wife's name out my motherfucking mouth. But nothing else really seems odd about this picture, except for the fact that Will's pants color is the same color as his skin. Which either means I ran out of crayons, or Will Smith's not wearing any pants. I think Will Smith is poo-bearing on our play date. I'm going to do one more, and then I want to give you guys a chance to shout out a letter. There's one that I found that pretty recently that I thought was really great. Oh, this is X for Xerox. I think this is when my teacher took a cigarette break. Oh, this one I really love. This is W for wild. If you could have any wild animal as a pet, which wild animal would you want and why? Where would you keep this animal? How would you care for it? What would you do together? And I said, if I could have any wild animal as a pet, I would have a giant panda. I love pandas, by the way. Panda's my favorite animal. I think panda's the most American animal, by the way. Like, even though they're not from America, That almost makes them more American, that they're not from America. But they're also black, white, and Asian. Like, how do you make that work? That's a melting pot bear if I ever saw one. Like, if you told me they also spoke Spanish, like, bring them in. We're importing all these. These are American bears, and they can vote now. That's how important they are. Even though you guys, our nation's symbol is the bald eagle, I feel like our nation's spirit animal is the panda. Like, if America really was an animal, it would totally be a panda. You know, because they're obese. Their colors are segregated. And all of their wealth is in China. But here's what I wrote. Wouldn't that be crazy if I just wrote that as a 9-year-old? Holy shit. He was really prophetic. No, I said I would have a giant panda. I would like a giant panda because they're big and peaceful. I would keep giant panda in my room, and I'd care for it by letting him sleep as long as he wants and give him bamboo at meal times, also fresh water. This starts to sound more and more like imprisonment and less like a cohesive human-pet relationship. We would take walks and run together because the giant panda needs exercise every day. And this is a picture of me riding a giant panda. I want to give you guys a chance to shout out a letter. Who wants to shout out a letter? P. P? I heard P. We're going to do P. All right, let's do P. That's back to Will Smith. Let's do P. P is for Precious, based on a novel Push by Sapphire. P is for Precious. Describe the most precious thing that you own. How and when did you get it? Why is it so precious? And true to form, I said the most precious thing that I own is my Beanie Baby panda named Peking. Yeah. There's nothing more sad about my generation than the fact that we succumbed to the Beanie Baby craze. Yeah, just put some balls in a bag and make it look like an animal. Let him have it. My mom's friend went to China and gave it to her for her birthday. Then she let me have it. I barely ever play with Peking at all, and I also keep it in a case. Put a tag protector and just mostly look at it. I sometimes touch it, but not often. And if you want to know what kind of person I am, I think this is the closest entry as you're going to get to what I was like as a 9-year-old. I'm going to do my favorite one for you guys. This is Q for quality. If you could spend an entire day of quality time with any person in the world, who would you spend it with and why, and what would you do together? And I said I would spend it with quite possibly the greatest athlete of my generation or any generation I can think of. You may know him. He played for the Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen. Now, truth be told, Scottie Pippen was not my favorite basketball player. It was Michael Jordan. But that means even in my wildest dreams, my lack of self-worth would not let me pick Jordan. This is a creative writing project. I'm fantasizing. But apparently, even in my fantasy, I still had to manage my expectations. And you can kind of see I was managing my expectations in the drawing of this picture, because here is the picture of Scotty and me. Apparently, I was looking for a strong black male influence in my life when I was in the 3rd grade. But you gotta give Scotty credit. He is actually wearing pants, so you gotta hand it to him. Also, why am I as tall as Scottie Pippen? Yeah, like I'm also holding his hand like he's my dad and we're about to cross the street. But some of you up front might be able to see that Scottie's number is 33, and if you remember, Jordan's was 23. But if you look at this first 3, it looks an awful lot like a 2. Which means, as I was drawing this picture, my depression and self-doubt kicked in, and I was like, who am I kidding? Jordan doesn't have time for me. Let's just make this a little bit more reasonable. So that is all about me from A to Z, you guys. I got one more story for you, and I want to say first, but I'm so glad you guys are here, by the way, and I also want to say that I'm a little jealous of you guys. You all planned to be here. You all took time out of your day to plan to come here. Some of you hired babysitters, some of you went out to dinner before this, some of you are going to drinks after this. You all have this ability to be social like that. This is an ability I do not have, and I'm a little jealous. And that's kind of why I do this. I don't got to be accountable to nobody. I just show up, I do my thing, I go home. That's kind of how I do it. So I get jealous of people who are able to like celebrate their birthday in like a fun way and just go out to a bar, have drinks. I don't know how to do that. And I think it's because my birthday was kind of, ruined from the start. Because I was born on March 17th, which some of you know is St. Patrick's Day, a holiday for assholes. People say they're proud to be Irish on St. Patrick's Day. I've never heard anyone say they're proud to be Irish any other day of the year. I think at this point, if you do, it's racist, right? And if you are proud to be Irish, keep it to yourself. You did nothing to earn it. Your dad left a little Bailey's creamer in your mom, and then you showed up. No one cares, you're white and unremarkable. And remember, I'm Scottish. You can't be mad that a Scottish person is ragging on an Irish person. It's just a trailer park fight with goofier accents. But I think I got to the bottom of why I don't like my birthday. And I think it's because my dad fucked up my 18th birthday in a spectacular way. So you guys know when you have a birthday cake, you can use food coloring and you can screen a photo on top of a sheet cake. You guys seen that before? So my dad went one further. So one of my dad's friends was getting into high-end cake decoration, kind of like the cake boss, but he's new, so we'll call him the cake intern. So my dad hires the cake intern, and he gives this guy a photo of me as a baby, and he wanted the guy to make a 3-dimensional representation of my head as a baby to show how far I'd come. And this is what the guy made. This will never leave your nightmares. Is it cake? No, it's trauma. This is serving 18th century French Revolution realness. Like, this is what happens when you go back in time and bring back proof you killed baby Hitler. Like, this kid got beheaded with Marie Antoinette. Fun fact, this cake tasted like Plan B. Also, that is my dad's face in the corner of this photo. Can we just appreciate how excited my dad is to bring out this monstrosity? This is what unconditional love looks like. And as we hopefully have learned from this story, sometimes love needs conditions. Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Stuart Thompson. You guys have been lovely. Enjoy your night. Thank you very much, you guys.